Welcome to the Panda reality show, Be a Panda Keeper, launched by iPanda from cctv.com and the Panda cultural promotion brand PandaPia. In the last episode, the 12 participants learned how to identify pandas and took 2 tests. In which the 4 teams performed differently. The green team and red team earned a lot of points based on their outstanding performances. And in the final test with the blowgun, the green team performed extraordinarily well and earned the most points. On the way to their final goal, a historical experience with the cutest animal, what will the 4 teams learn, and what kind of assessments will they face?
大家早上好。今天上午我们要进行综合知识的考核，4组体验官每组将分配到1到2名游客，小组围绕节目组提供的考核信息，为游客制定专属游览路线，并带领游客游览。游览路线可在熊猫基地所有园区中选择2个园区，考核时间限定3个小时。游客已经在楼下等待，请各位体验者合理分配自己的时间。
In this assessment, the 4 teams shall plan a tour of the Chengdu Panda Base for visitors based on the information on the task card and be their guides. Their performance will ultimately be scored by their accompanying assessor and visitors. The red team is responsible for 2 young people from another city who are looking for popular science knowledge and stories about individual pandas, especially the ones that went viral. The blue team goes with a mother and her daughter, who would like to hear some stories about individual pandas and pandas from their hometown, in addition to popular science knowledge about the species. The yellow team is assigned to a young couple, who are interested in popular science knowledge about giant pandas, stories about individual pandas, and stories about pandas' growth. The visitor guided by the green team is a high school student, who is also a panda fan. They need to share with the students some science popular knowledge about giant pandas, stories about individual pandas, and the gray panda family. While they are discussing their plan, the all-girl blue team was already on their way. Do they have a plan already? The blue team successfully met with their visitors and started their tour. Next, the yellow team and green team also set out with their visitors. Only the red team is left behind, still discussing. They were finally ready to greet their visitors. Then, how will the 4 teams perform?
这个湖泊里面有很多的野生鸟类，还有黑天鹅，所以这个是黑天鹅湖。哦，这里有黑天鹅呀，宝贝。
The first stop on the blue team's tour is the Swan Lake.
那个远一点的，看到没？脖子长长的就是黑天鹅。
Seems that the blue team seldom interacts with the visitors.
你可以问问阿姨你的题目吗？
小熊猫有几个手指头？
Okay, pandas, they have 5 fingers and they have 1 tongue that let them to grab all the bamboos and to let them climb the trees. They are very good climbers. It doesn't matter they are very big and fat. They can climb very well.
Seems Keela knows her subject well and can explain it expertly. After visiting the Swan Lake, they went to the giant panda cub enclosure where they once worked. On the way, they shared popular science knowledge about giant pandas with the visitors.
然后熊猫它是一个非常非常懒的一种动物，它每天大部分时间它都在吃和睡。
Pandas do often sleep, but that is not because they are lazy. Instead, it's to conserve energy. So what the blue team said is not very accurate. In the giant panda cub enclosure, the blue team shared with the visitors some stories about the pandas living there, as well as relevant popular science knowledge.
然后每天饲养员的其中一项工作呢，就是要把它们拉的这些屎收集起来，然后去称重。这也是就是了解熊猫身体状况的一个非常重要的一个途径。就根据屎的这个情况，我们可以知道它是不是健康，今天吃了多少，然后估算出它的一个身体状况。
跟我们小朋友一样，是不是？
It seems that the blue team learned a lot when they spent their time in the giant panda cub enclosure before.
那因为他的家乡巴拿马并没有熊猫，但是这位姐姐她非常喜欢熊猫。那今年的1月份，她还特意飞到德国的柏林，就是特意去看这些熊猫。然后这也是她这辈子第一次看到真正的熊猫，就在德国的柏林。哇！
The blue team kept on telling stories of giant pandas from their hometown and successfully accomplished the assessment.
对，然后我们前面要到的地方是我们园区里面的一个湖，然后叫天鹅湖。
啊，我看见了。
对，在那边。对，所以说呢，咱们这个园区呢，不仅有可爱的大熊猫，还有其他的一些就是动物啊、鸟类啊，然后都是非常的多的。观看的差不多的话，那我们可以前往下一个游览地点，好吧？那这边请。
The yellow team guided the visitors to the giant panda cub enclosure. On the way, they answered questions from the visitors and shared some popular science knowledge with them. However, when they arrived at the enclosure, they found a sea of visitors.
那咱们就是还是往前走吧，一会儿对这里的人太多了。
To ensure their visitors' enjoyment, they decided to go to another enclosure, which upended the original plan of the yellow team.
然后我们往这边走，然后可以去参观一下，就是小熊猫。
The yellow team called an audible and left to see the red panda. How will it work out for them?
其实小熊猫它也是吃竹子的，但是它吃的是竹叶。
妈妈会伤害自己的孩子。
其实很多动物，包括大熊猫，它都是这样的。就是如果它一次有生多胎的话，它会选择性的去抚养，就是选择身体好的或者是强壮一点的。
这是熊猫妈妈选择吗？
熊猫妈妈它更狠心，就是不管一胎有多少个，一次有多少胎，然后它都是只选择一个去抚养。
The red here? Yes. Between the... Okay, come here. Here. Then between there. Yes, you see it?
对，要从对，刚才可能是太近了，因为那树把它挡着。
So as
A sudden change in the plan used up a lot of time for the yellow team at this stop. Can they finish the assessment successfully?
那现在我们就是要去太阳产房，然后看熊猫宝宝。
However, the Sunshine Nursery House was also filled with visitors. They had to move to another enclosure after a short visit.
那么在白天出生的熊猫宝宝呢，他们就住在这个太阳产房；晚上出生的熊猫宝宝就住在月亮产房，这样是方便就是区分就熊猫宝宝出生的时间。
What Tan Boyang said seems reasonable, but is actually wrong, which may lead to points being deducted. Finally, the yellow team and their visitors arrived at the #1 house for giant pandas, which they are familiar with. Despite some incidents that occurred during their assessment, they comprehensively explained popular science knowledge and stories about giant pandas to visitors based on what they had learned and the different perspectives that they've experienced. Finally, the yellow team accomplished their assessment before time ran out.
Peter is off the scale panda fan. He loves them more than anyone in the whole world, I think.
如果比较晚来的话，尽量就不要搭观光车，
因为会排很久。
对，排很久。等你排到，你已经走上去了，用徒步走都已经走上去了。
It seems that Lin Boda is a good talker. The first stop that the green team chose was the Sunshine Nursery House. Along the way, they passionately shared with the visitor what they know about pandas.
Just getting out here and we're going to head here to the Sunshine Delivery House.
Ah, I love that. Yeah.
Okay.
At the Sunshine Nursery Home, Lynn Boda started to tell stories about the Gray family.
绩效前几个礼拜都还是灰色的。
哦，但其实它出生的时候是灰色的，
对，
然后它其实慢慢长大会变黑的这样。
As for Lynn Boda, a super panda fan, telling stories about the Gray family was a piece of cake. Then, the green team and the visitors went to the #2 house for giant pandas, where they introduced the pandas they were most familiar with, as well as the work that keepers are responsible for to the visitors. They also actively exchanged and interacted with the visitors, and finally accomplished the assessment.
你们有一个最喜欢的大熊猫吗？
我觉得大熊猫都长一样啊。
No， 等一下我们会跟你们说一下怎么。
会说是吧？
对，
认猫插剑上线。
The red team, full of energy, has interacted well with the visitors. Their first stop is the #1 house for giant pandas.
那边自己洗澡，
就是舔自己是吧？
他们有那个水池，有的时候他会自己给
自己去洗澡，
对，自己去洗澡。
那好棒哦！
没错。
You know his name? Yeah, 鸭仔。If you want him to eat, you say 过来。哦。
要想分辨一对双胞胎真的很难，可能就是像他们鼻梁上面会有一点点微小的差距。
进去了，走吧。
好的。
Later, they plan to head to the #2 house for giant pandas to see the pandas that had gone viral.
我们的网红基地的信号塔。
哇塞，那好可爱哦！
为什么它是最著名的？为什么它是？
因为它长得好。
它头上有一根这样的毛，就像信号塔一样，手机信号塔。
The red team shared with the visitors stories about the influencer Ziyi, as well as relevant popular science knowledge.
一只大熊猫可以大便都多少公斤？
不知道多少公斤？
猜一下。
10公斤。
对
啊，10公斤。
对，差不多10到20公斤。
就是它从存在到现在有多长时间
？800万年。
没错。
800万年。
我好聪明哦，每次都猜对。
你好厉害啊！
对。
The red team interacted with the visitors actively, so they had a lot of fun learning about giant pandas. Thanks to the clear division of labor and tacit cooperation, the red team fulfilled the assessment. And what Lu Jai-chen said in the end touched everyone.
其实每一个人都可以参与到大熊猫保护的活动中来，不一定非要是就是我要做研究员才可以。其实我们能做的很多，就是像保护野外环境，减少一次性用品的数量啊，然后还有就是尽量用一些环保的，就是100%可以循环利用的餐具。对。
The ultimate goal of science popularization is to call on everyone to participate in protection, which is also the true significance of this assessment.
就是每一个人都可以为这个做出一点点贡献。
So far, all the 4 teams have fulfilled the assessment. So, what were the visitors' comments on their guides?
今天玩得开心吗？
开心。
开心，看到大熊猫了吗？
看到了。
你觉得刚才几个姐姐给你讲的故事啊，什么这些有没有意思？记住他们讲的故事了吗？
记着了。
记住了啊。有没有意思呢？
有意思吗？
好玩吗？
好不好玩？
好玩。
今天3位导游的讲解，我觉得还是挺详细的，只是希望他们可以在那个讲解的时候再更流畅一点吧，感觉还是有一些知识点可能不太确定。
我觉得很棒，因为就是首先我觉得他们首先是有一个明确分工的，所以我们就是在沿路就可以发现，就是每一个 part 他们有自己的可以拿重点介绍的分工是的确是有的，所以我觉得还是很棒。
我觉得就是他们3个人讲解的真的非常专业，就是包括熊猫的，就是它
迄今为止有多少年呀，然后包括就是每个熊猫去怎么分辨呀，然后让我觉得就是更加的能清楚，因为之前我是觉得熊猫它都是长一个样子的，然后通过这次我还就是觉得我还真的就是了解到了熊猫真的都不是长一个样子的，然后它们都各有特点，像人一样，然后就是觉得很有趣。
What are the scores for the 4 teams?
我先说一下红队的，然后红队今天在整个的讲解过程中的话，他们的路线规划的非常合理，团队之间的协作也比较好。最后我需要特别说的是，就是他们在讲解结束后就引入到了保护的一个概念，所以这一点是特别好的。他们这一组最后的得分是19.75分。
今天呢，绿组在团队合作上面，就是大家分工非常明确。那个 Rosa 就是非常非常的有亲和力。博达的话，他是对大熊猫家族来说是非常非常的就是了解每个熊猫的特点，他也能够如数家珍。妮娜也是在整个团队的节奏把控上面是起了非常重要的一个作用。他们的得分呢是18.25分。
今天我们的男组呢，其实是遇到了一个挑战，因为我们都是5岁的小孩和一个妈妈，非常的困难的。在讲解的过程当中，有可能你们提到说熊猫非常的懒，但这个呢，我们其实可以要给游客说，其实熊猫它并不是很懒，它是为了节能这一点没有讲清楚。这个方面就是有点绕了。男组的最后得分是18分。
黄组今天表现还行，在团队协作方面，他们分工很明确，而且他们的知识点很全面。然后在路线设计方面出现了一点问题，所以说线路方面扣了一些分，可能主题讲了，但是不是很突出。游客提到的我们不知道的信息，我们不要说我们认为是什么，不知道就是不知道，我们不要提供错误的信息。所以今天黄组最后得分18分。
Up to now, the green team now ranks first with a total score of 61.5, followed by the red team with 59.95, the blue team with 53.7, and the yellow team with 51.5. The last stage of learning and experience is coming. Work hard, Panda Keepers.
Each captive panda has a name, but how did they get the names? What are their names? To make it easier to remember, panda twins will have the words Da, elder, and Zhao, younger. For example, Qing Da and Qing Zhao, K Da and K Zhao. Some of them are named after a place, like Shu Vong and Zhao Zi, which refer to local characteristics about Chengdu. Panda Baishuan was rescued in Baishuan County, Sichuan Province, in 2010 and was named after the place. Nowadays, the names of giant pandas have become more and more diversified, and some of them are from the global network. The names of the world's first pair of captive panda twins in 2020 were announced by the Chengdu Panda Base and the Sichuan and medical team to aid Hubei in an online video. The older one was named Hot Dry Noodles, and the younger one, Chengdu Egg Pancake, out of respect to the doctors and nurses, the greatest heroes willing to sacrifice themselves for public health. Next time, when you come and see pandas, you should take some time to think about their names, because they have their own stories.
今天下午，我们邀请了熊猫基地动物饲养管理部的专家袁博袁老师为大家分享大熊猫的丰容及行为训练相关方面的信息。
大家下午好，我的名字叫袁博。我觉得大家不用这么拘谨，你要是坐在地上、躺在地上都可以。我们在圈养环境下，不管是野生动物还是怎么样，它们的活动的范围是非常有限的，所以我们需要在这种有限的空间下，给它提供能力范围内的 更多的、更丰富的环境。
Environmental enrichment provides a special environment for giant pandas so that they can behave more naturally rather than mechanically. Yuan Bo patiently and meticulously introduced the participants to the core concepts behind environmental enrichment for giant pandas and also shared many successful cases. Afterward, Mr. Yuan explained behavior training for giant pandas to participants. Behavior training refers to a process in which giant pandas learn to behave according to instructions or commands. This process maximally protects captive giant pandas from stress and injury caused by treatment of various diseases. For this, he showed an example on how to train a giant panda personally.
I show how to training, like come on. He will be the panda. He don't know what I'm training him. He will just walk in here, and I give him a target. So if he's doing the right, I will clap. If it's wrong, I will show nothing. That's why you know how we're training the panda. This bottle, and we walk here. He will walk in here and give the arm, and this is correct. I want this panda to pick them up, pick this up, but he don't know. We both know. Enjoy this show. That's my boy. It's a very simple training show.
To make sure they can better understand the behavior training for giant pandas, Mr. Yuan guided them as they watched the keepers perform behavior training. The keeper is now performing behavior training for blood sampling. This training ensures blood samples are collected and reduces the impact on the physical health of pandas for the purpose of examination. Although the 12 participants have learned about pandas for a period of time, to be a giant panda keeper, they have to learn even more. Hope they will understand the species even better after today's learning. Today is Christmas. What special task is waiting for them?
今天晚上呢，我们邀请到了一位在现代领域上专门做熊猫主题的一个现代艺术家张其开老师。
大家晚上好，非常高兴能够跟大家一起来参与这个活动。我先就提一些问题。 你们是怎么会喜欢熊猫？请。
因为我自己就是工作有时候压力很大，然后也是看熊猫的一些图片啊、视频啊，压力能够得到缓解。
OK， 请。
I love pandas because I feel like they're like my spirit animal. I eat, I sleep, I play.
你上辈子肯定是个熊猫片。 肯定是熊猫，转世过来变成人，所以你的这个记忆跟熊猫记忆是一样的，特别有趣。我刚才一上来就觉得有点熊猫的感觉，真的很棒。
With a sense of humor, Mr. Zhang actively interacted with them quite amicably. After that, he shared with them some ideas behind his creations and his stories with giant pandas.
我来介绍一下熊猫的画熊猫的一些特点。其实熊猫很简单。熊猫 就是个圆，一个圆形。那人也有2个耳朵，对不对？那么人的耳朵长在这里，那熊猫的耳朵就长在这里。耳朵贴上去哈。现在很像，还是感觉像熊猫了。关键就是这个眼睛了。其实它的眼睛啊，有点像一个叫什么？不是花生椒，那个腰果，大家知不知道？只要你把这个眼睛画在这个位置，位置画对了，它就是熊猫了。所以关键是眼睛。然后呢，还有一个鼻子。哎，然后呢，这是熊猫了。
Keeping it simple, Mr. Zhang introduced how to draw a panda. After that, participants started their creations based on the characteristics of their hometown and the pandas in their hearts. After several days of experience and assessment, they should have got a better understanding of giant pandas. The creations are a way to express their inner love for pandas and a gift to celebrate Christmas.
我们简单的，比如说我拿到一张画，你们简单介绍一下这个画的想法，好不好？你先来，站起来，来上来，大家先看，介绍一下你的想法。
This is my drawing. For those that don't know me, my name is Mark. This is my flag. Here in Toronto, we have the CN Tower. That's like a popular tourist destination. You go there if you want to go see the city. This is obviously the panda. I put my mole there to and then I put yellow as a symbol of happiness, so sunshine. It's a multicultural city, so if you're in Toronto, you can come visit and have your tour guide. So see you soon.
他的画，这个画的特点就是它这种丰富，就是丰富性。哎，这么短的时间画这么一幅画，画得非常丰富，这是它的一个特点。
The 12 participants shared their drawings one after the other, each exhibiting their unique characteristics.
大熊猫代表中国，然后巴黎也代表我的家，所以两个现在都是我的家。
Meanwhile, Mr. Zhang commented on their works individually.
而且这张画哈，它这个黑白这种构成画得特别好，这几条线组织得很简洁，这个是高手。
In such an artistic atmosphere, they celebrated an extra special Christmas. But they are not allowed to relax because new assessments are waiting for them tomorrow. Fight for the final goal, a historical experience with the cutest animal.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. It's the panda's birthday. Well, here's one question. Is there a birthday cake for pandas? Of course there is. Another question. Is it like the cake we eat? Made of flour and cream? Oh, no, no, no! The birthday cake for the pandas are expertly crafted. For example, birthday cakes for pandas are generally an ice cube with some tasty and refreshing carrot chicks or pumpkin chips on top of it, as well as some fruits like apples that pandas love the most. Such a cake, full of nutrients, expresses the panda keepers' deep love for them.